What? Mr. Rhys? Morgan had shock written all over his face. He had indeed received news that the developer of Immortanol, Mr. Rhys, would be present today, but he hadn't expected him to be so young. No way! He's Mr. Rhys? Mr. Marks's eyes widened in disbelief. Never in his wildest dreams had he imagined that the person he had been bragging about being a tight buddy with was right there in front of him. This was bad. This was really bad. They were in deep trouble now. Mr. Rhys? Dustin Rhys? Julie looked around in bewilderment. They must be mistaken. The brilliant Mr. Rhys who developed Immortanol was Dustin? How is that possible? She mused. What ability does this rascal possess to be able to come up with the prescription formula for Immortanol? Matt felt astonished, which was soon taken over by jealousy. Immortanol was a precious drug that was able to bring in endless fortune. But how did such a treasure end up in the hands of such a worthless person? It was truly a waste. Mr. Finn, I'll ask you one more time, Natasha said. Do you think that Mr. Rhys is the person who stole these Immortanols? This might be a misunderstanding. The corners of Morgan's eyes twitched and he forced a smile. A misunderstanding? So what you're saying is that Mr. Rhys isn't the thief? Natasha scoffed. Of course! Why would Mr. Rhys steal his own products? Morgan nodded repeatedly. All right, then tell me, who was the one who stole this box of substandard Immortanol? Natasha asked authoritatively. I understand now. Morgan pretended to finally understand what was going on. It must have been Mr. Marks who stole the company's products when he was supposed to be guarding them. He misused his authority and accused Mr. Rhys before we even looked into the issue. We cannot tolerate such a vile person in the company. I'll fire him right away. Mr. Finn, I dash. Shut up! Just as Mr. Marks was about to speak, Morgan gave him a hard slap and reprimanded him loudly. You piece of trash! Admit your mistakes or I'll not go easy on you. Yes. I was wrong. Please forgive me, Mr. Finn. I'll never repeat my mistakes again. Mr. Marks covered his face with his hands, shaking as he admitted his wrongdoing. Why are you apologizing to me? It's Ms. Harmon you should be apologizing to. Morgan roared. Ms. Harmon, I'm so sorry. Please let me off this time. I know that I was wrong. Mr. Marks fell to his knees, asking for forgiveness. Natasha ignored him completely, her gaze fixed on Morgan. What a smart move, Mr. Finn. You're pushing someone else under the bus to save your own sorry ass. But do you really think that you'll get away scot-free? Ms. Harmon, what do you mean? I'm afraid I do not follow. Morgan's brows were tightly knit. Don't assume that I do not know what you've done. I just never bothered to take action. But you've messed with the wrong person now. I'm giving you one last chance. Give Mr. Rhys a sincere apology for your behavior today, or be prepared to bear the consequences. Natasha ordered with an easy expression. Ms. Harmon, you must be kidding me. Morgan's expression darkened. I'm a founding member and the vice president of the company. How could you make me apologize to a mere boy toy like him? How will I put my subordinates in line if I do that? You're not apologizing, are you? Guards, beat him up. Natasha wasted no time with him. With a snap of her fingers, 2 bodyguards came up to them and gave Morgan several hard smacks on his face. He was totally befuddled.